pint, Jim. I love your style. You got the beach mat, you got the beers, you got the sun. Give us a prediction for today's game.
Gonna win.
That'd be a good start.
I think it's going to be a tight game.
Always, isn't it, against Hertfordshire?
It is, yeah. Last season, what was it, 50-0?
They were ruthless, weren't they? They were.
I never saw the game, but we saw the other two games. It was like a draw and an unfortunate lose against Devon. So they've got off to a good start. They had a win up in Kent last week. So hopefully
We're gonna walk in.
Oh, I hope you're right. Enjoy the game, my lovers. I hopefully get past you in a minute. That'd be nice.
yeah, we're waiting for it out.
Enjoy. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking over there. I
Yeah,
can
we're
see.
looking.
Yeah, exactly. All the best. Enjoy the game.
And you, thanks.
Special treat here, folks. We've got Kevin Thomas, 50 caps for Cornwall. How are you enjoying this wonderful day so far, Kevin?
I think it's great. That's fantastic venue, fantastic crowd, great bit of weather. I think the last 10 minutes there have come out really well. I have to say, I think Cornwall will need that a little bit. I think Hertfordshire looked quite confident, ball in hand.
Very tidy.
Very against the wind, although they haven't scored, apart from a penalty, I thought they looked okay. So yeah, second half it's all on, but Cornwall with the tails up, hopefully we'll bring it home.
They did look very dangerous, Hertfordshire, with the ball in hand, but Cornwall's defence was just patient, wasn't it? They didn't. I thought their discipline was great. I don't know what a couple of those decisions were, to be honest. Like with the 22, I thought it had to go over the line. Obviously not. And then the ball came flying out the back of the scrum. I don't know what was going on there, but they weathered that. Yep. They came up the other end of the field into the Hellfire corner. Yeah. And the rest is history, as they say.
Two great tries, and it's nice to see Potty from St Ives, go over in the corner, and Brad Howe. I used to coach Brad back at
Try, wasn't it? Awareness there, wasn't it? You know where the space was and dived over.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think it's game on.
Keep the ball in the second half. Taking the corner. I know they're against the wind, but it's a funny old wind. Some flags are moving, some flags aren't. So just keep it pinned in the corners and.
I think so.
Or just keep the ball.
Yeah, well, I think you've got to keep the ball against the wind, and they made some decent ground ball in hand, so hopefully we'll do the same.
Yeah, hopefully see the likes of Sheps and Ducker with a bit more ball. I mean, Ducker had a little bit of a break in the middle there, and Sheps has had a couple of breaks, but it'd be nice to see them in a bit more space in the second half.
It would, but you've got to accept it's a decent standard. I mean, people don't miss tackles at this level, do they? And you might get one or two chances.
Yes.
And it'd be great to see Ducker cut loose a little bit, because he's got great pace.
But the forwards doing the job. They're doing the job. Why, if it's not broke, you don't fix. You need to fix it.
Yeah.
Mate, enjoy the rest of the game. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute privilege. I remember watching you as a kid. A few of the famous games back in the day. It's an absolute privilege to speak to you this afternoon.
You feel very old.
No, never. Thank you very much, mate. Marek, thoughts on that? That was a cracking performance. Some lovely tries, really nice offloads in most of the tries. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, just said to the lads then, I think I'm still slightly disappointed with our performance, even though we've won 32 points or whatever it was. There's still a lot more to come out of this team. Frustrating first 30 minutes. I thought we made too many errors. We let Hertford keep the ball, but to score those 2 tries at the end of the first half. And on a personal note, I've not been involved coaching-wise in many games where we've won the game playing up the slope second half. So that's another notch in the belt for me. But certainly full credit to the lads. We stuck in there, and I just think we dogged it out. End up, there was some cracking tries, like you said, but there's still a lot to work on, and the pressure's on us now to go to Devon next week.
You've already experienced a lot of atmosphere, obviously, but I don't really like to single people out, but when Ducker was just getting going, you could hit, because everyone knows what he can do. You just felt it from Hertford, and he just went, and the crowd just went absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and that's what he's in the team for. But you've got to look up front and look at what the platform they're playing off. And if we can create the space for him, we will. But it's not just a one-man band. No. It's certainly a squad of 25, 26 players here today, and they're all as important as one another.
Yeah, the forwards, the scrum was fantastic.
Yeah, it's good to have Craig Williams back in the squad. He bolsters down that scrum. But Dan Job, he's 2 turnovers on the try line,
and he gave the pass.
Pleasing, but obviously there's plenty to work on.
And you made real hopes. I'm not sure how the points and the bonus points work. What do you need to get to Twickenham? What do you want from next week?
I don't really know. All I want is to make sure the lads know that we just need to put in a performance, and the result will take care of itself. Certainly going to Devon, Wrexham especially, it's going to be hard. It's going to be quite hostile. They'll be back. They'll be wanting to take a scalp after the Tamar Cup. We know a little bit about them. I've kind of got a few ideas in my head already of how we're going to attack them, but certainly we just need to be on point, because we can't afford to make the mistakes we did today.
Fantastic, mate. I'll let you get on, do your media work. Thanks very much for your time.
Cheers, mate.
Ready?
Yeah, are you ready?
Mr. Hilton, that was, you've played in front of a lot of crowds here and a lot of atmospheres. Just how big was that, the following today, and how much did it make a difference?
I talk about it a lot. I talk about the sort of, unfortunately, when you get to sort of the age that I am, and I've been around a long time, you thrive on the passion of other people, and I think that fuel you can't instill into young players. They need to be involved, and they need some old heads to talk to them about it, and then get them involved, and then they buy in. And what happened was we ran around in the first half, and I said, that is why we're here, and you must live up to that expectation.
Yeah.
And all credit to the boys, because they are growing into an excellent club side.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, just some of the skills on display as well. I mean, most of the tries came from the hard work up front, but then when it got out to the wide channels, there were 2 or 3 offloads involved, and then the roar when he was going down the wing. Now that's the roar. That's the loudest I've heard for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are times where you do get a bit of a twitchy moment when you see lots of backdoor.
Either comes off or it doesn't.
But you'd prefer to see 1 rather than 3 in a row.
But it worked today.
It worked today, and we took our chances. And the same thing last week. You're playing against guys that are operating week in, week out at a higher level than we are. So if we have a sniff, we have to take it, and all credit to the boys, because they're defending for their lives. They rode the challenge that I set to them all week and in the pre-game, because I was there last year at Hertfordshire, and they are a fantastic rugby team that play exciting rugby. And it was a very low moment for me having to wear a Cornwall shirt and not be embarrassed, because we did not stop. But it was a real indicator for some guys that sometimes think they should be in with a shout. Or,
sure.
There's a lot of guys that play around local club rugby and sort of maybe sometimes don't appreciate how high the standard can be when you come to the county side, because we know that the club scene at the moment isn't massively strong for Cornwall.
Yep.
But when you go to these other counties, they are incredibly strong. They have some professional rugby players. They have some big rigs, as you saw today.
Yeah.
And the first 30 minutes, some of the hits that were going in were, we're probably in certain positions outweighed by 2-3 stone a man.
Yeah.
The boys were smoking people. You
Yes.
can't teach that. That's just heart and desire, and I'm very proud of them.
Well, it's weathering that early storm, isn't it? In the first 20 minutes, they were hammering away, and you weren't really overcommitting the rucks. You were just making sure the first up tackles. So is that fair to say?
Yeah, and that was our plan, because we knew that as the game went on, big collisions, fatigue's going to come in, or space is going to be given. Fortunately for us, changes were managed well by the off-field staff, and there's a big squad feel here. So whether the boys are starters or finishers, in the words of Eddie Jones, it feels like we've got a strong squad and the boys are together. The spirit is
just
exactly.
And looking ahead to next week, I'm not exactly sure how bonus points work and this new point system. If we win, we go to Twickenham or win by so many. But at the end of the day, it's Devon.
It's Devon. It's going to be a big game.
Potentially
I'm sure.
Twickenham at stake.
Yeah,
How much bigger than that, does it?
I would say to the boys, as always, it's cup final rugby. We're going there to win, and we have no doubt about it. When we played in the Tamar Cup, Devon picked some players from lower levels, and they came with heart and commitment, and there were some big carries going in. It turned into a bit of a game of murder ball. And what I don't want is for next week for that to replicate. I want us to stick to our systems, play our game, and play with smart heads, cool heads. Just as the coaching team have given us a lot of systems, a lot of structures to manage our field position, and just keep the machine rolling.
Yeah, mate. Thank you so much. I'll let you get some more treatment on that hand.
I'll be fine.
Mate. Thank you so much for your time. Thank
No
you.
worries.
Cheers. Thank you.
Support.
All the best. Ready? Graham Dorr, what a performance. You must be chuffed with how they weathered that early storm and then just dominated the game, really.
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously lost the toss and we had to play with the elements, and for the first 20 minutes we didn't get the ball, and we thought, here we go, we've not made use of the win, but we got a couple of penalties. Fraser kicked it into the corner, and we had 2 great driving balls, and so suddenly we're 17-0 or 17 points up, and we're in control of the game. So they've got to play catch up, albeit they've got the win. But anyway, it was a good afternoon, and when we turned it on, the replacements came on and put some power into the game, and it's going to make selection very hard next week.
You must be chuffed with how it's the manner of the tries as well, offloads in tight spaces. I mean, each try came from quick hands in a short, under pressure.
We had some crucial turnovers, but we did say that we're prepared to take risks. If we lose the ball, then we don't back it up with a penalty. So we said we're quite a risky team, okay, and it will come off. But don't compound a bad risk with a penalty. So they're playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, and there's good team spirit.
Have you ever heard a roar when Ducker was just put his foot down? We were over here on the far side, and just the roar, because everyone knows Ducker and everyone knows what he's capable of, and they knew what was coming. As soon as he got 5-10 metres of space, they knew what was coming.
He is phenomenal. He is phenomenal.
The roar that the crowd. Have you heard anything like that? Really?
I have heard it before in 1991.
Yeah,
1983.
That's a compliment in itself, isn't it? You haven't had anything since. So what do you want to follow that up with in Devon? Another likewise performance?
Well, you can't predict what's going to happen. You don't know the circumstances. You're going into a local county. You're going into deepest Brixham.
Derby.
And Astley Park is quite a tough pitch to play. And go open-minded. Be fluid in your appreciation of what's going to come, and hopefully, the bounce of the ball comes your way a little bit, and the officials are good for you.
A few years ago, you probably don't remember, we stood over there and there's just a brief conversation, but you said that the pride in the Cornwall shirt is very similar to New Zealand.
Absolutely.
Just explain that a little bit more.
Well, if you're not careful, you can become a club player and be a club player for the rest of your life. To be a representative, to represent a county or represent an institution, you've got to be a good bloke and a good player. And Cornwall got a proud tradition. There's a lot of great players who've worn these shirts over the years.
Something happens to players when they put the Cornwall shirt on.
And so it should.
Yeah.
So it should. That should stay alive all the time, all the way through, representing your county.
For days like this, for crowds like this, it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Mate, thank you so much for your time. I'll let you get on. I'm sure you've got lots of media work to do. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Cheers, all the best. Thank you.